This is a Silk exclusive.
Welcome to another episode of Words Music Dance. As always, I'm your host, Paulie the Bull, _ 1080p _ on Instagram, all that good stuff. You know where to find me. 2020 Vision. Y'all know this already. I ain't got to keep saying over and again. But today I'm joined by sort of a veteran to Words Music Dance.
Man,
you know, got the homie Rel back on.
They know me around here.
You know what I mean? It's been a minute, but what's good?
Yeah.
Been a while. But first and foremost, we're going to get right into it because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But you had some gripes with some things that were said on the last episode.
On the sidebar.
Shout out to the homie Steve. Shout out to homie Martin. But
I mean,
Steve specifically.
he did the sidebar joint. You know, and it was like, hey, you know, you asked a question who you think could seriously, you know, be a threat to the Warriors. And, you know, I don't have a problem with somebody naming one team. He came out, I could name like
He said like 4 or 5. Yeah, he ran a list off.
So when he said that, I'm like, wait. I'm going through the 30 teams in my head. I'm like, he found 4 or 5. What NBA is he looking at?
If I recall, he said Milwaukee, Boston, Toronto.
I think Toronto was his main.
Yeah, and what else he said? He said Milwaukee, Boston.
Yeah.
He said the top teams basically.
Yeah.
In the East, he said Milwaukee.
Right. Most of them from the East.
Yeah, I don't think did he say anybody from the West though?
I don't know.
I don't even think he said.
I don't think he messed with the West.
Yeah, I think he said all the right. Cause I even said that. I think I said, okay, you see them make it to the finals.
Yeah.
But I think he said all Eastern teams. And I think he was just like, I think he said Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, and Philly.
Yeah.
He said Philly. Yeah.
And I couldn't understand his pick of any of those teams.
So I'll ask you: do you see any team in a 7-game series that ain't even got to finish?
No.
Okay.
Winning 4 out of 7 before the Warriors came?
Right.
Nah.
That's how I feel.
How? Wow.
I look at the rosters as they are right now. I look at the teams as they're built right now. We're past the trade deadline.
No.
All they can do is pick up a Melo or somebody.
It can't happen.
I don't see nobody making a difference.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's impossible, but
to quote Kevin Garnett, anything's possible.
Right. But I can't.
Yeah.
I could see certain teams giving them a little problem and might make it not as easy as they might want it to be.
Right. It might push them around. Close games, couple overtimes. But in a 7-game series,
I think Boston is real scrappy.
Yes.
So they got a lot of hard-nosed players. So they'll make it hard.
Right. Pause.
But whoa.
Hey
whoa. Definitely, yo. My people watching this and see me not catch that.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway,
welcome back, Rel.
But Boston will give them a fight.
Right.
Toronto, I think they'll smoke them. It's, even with Kawhi, because my thing is when they reach them, they're gonna have 2 players that play well. Kawhi and Danny Green. I think the rest of them are going to fold, even though they got, like, Siakam is good, all that. Ain't none of them ready for the big time besides Kawhi and Danny Green. Kyle Lowry has always disappeared in the playoffs all the time. So they're going to have 2 players out the whole team who really arise to the occasion. Marc Gasol don't know nothing about the playoffs. Right. So
and he's over the hill. He's not,
So that's why they get smoked. Philly, they get smoked too. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, they Jimmy is going to do. I mean, and they don't have an answer for Embiid. Like, they don't have an answer for Embiid. And Philly got shooters, but
now, I mean, they got Tobias. Yeah,
they got J. They really don't have Tobias. They can put J. Cole on the team. They put J. That nigga look like J. Cole. Right. But that was a good pickup.
That was definitely a good
pickup. But they don't have it.
And like I was saying, they still try to figure out their identity because Embiid wants the ball in the post more. Yeah. And then Simmons wants to run the point, and move off that more. So they still trying to figure out what style they play. Do they pick and pop? Do they pick and roll? Do they post up? They're still trying to figure that out.
I think realistically the hardest out for them in the finals will be Milwaukee because I think Boston, even though I think Boston team talent wise is better than Milwaukee, they still, in my opinion, don't have a chemistry yet.
Right.
This far into the system, like into the season, you bring Kyrie back, you bring Gordon back, but they still, to me, don't play with that. Even though they're playing better now, but like through the season, they haven't played with that cohesiveness they had last year with them two out. You know what I'm saying? So if they can get it together, that would be Golden State's hardest out. But to me, if they still end up in the level they are, I think Milwaukee has the best shot to make it difficult. Right. But to win? Nah.
Yeah, and win 4 games in the series.
West, forget the West. People talking about OKC got a shot, and they're playing very good basketball.
I think he said them too. I think he did say that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. OKC is playing very good basketball, but they can't do it.
Right.
To me, if the Lakers get it flowing, they're going to lose too. But, you know what I'm saying? But I think the way they play, they would make an interesting series with Golden State, I think. Okay. But they will lose. Right. And they might not even make the playoffs, so that might be a mute point. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I look at the rest of the teams in the West, and to me, a lot of teams in the East got better shots than teams in the West. Just because of the way they're. Right. But I mean, what's your man's name again? Steve, I
call him OVO Steve because he's very, but Steve.
OVO Steve, but he like Drake?
Huge Drake fan.
Me too. All right, Steve, I'm a Drake fan too. But as far maybe he went. That's why he was off at Toronto.
I was thinking that.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. That might be part of the reason.
But OVO Steve, that was an OVO mistake, bro. Because that 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Nah.
But, as always, everybody comment what you think. Like the video and stuff when you watch it. Subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. You already know the rules. And just reminding you. Yeah. But it's been a minute since you've been here, Real. Last time you was here, it was actually the start of the NFL season.
Okay.
And we were talking about, Kaepernick situation and the boycott that was going on, who was doing it, who wasn't doing it. We both shared our thoughts on that. Fast forward to now, the season's over. And not only is the season over, but partially the conflict of the NFL versus Kaepernick and Eric Reed may have came to a conclusion as well.
Right, the collusion case. Yeah.
Basically, the collusion case was settled out of court.
Right.
For an undisclosed amount, but rumor speculates between 60 to 80, 90 million. We don't know if that's between Cap and Reed or if that was just Kaepernick's amount or everything has been very hush hush. Or even the number, we don't know where that came from. Yeah. So as we were talking about it earlier, I feel like I can see both sides of the coin because what I'm hearing, certain people feel like Cap may have, sold out and should have went further with pursuing the case. Some people feel like this was the best outcome. Some people, people feel differently about it. I want to know your thoughts on the settlement and what do you think that means going forward.
So I'm like you. I could understand both sides as well. I personally feel like he didn't sell out because of what would come after it. You know what I'm saying? So, I look at it as, y'all try to collude against me. Y'all, put a plan in place to make sure that I couldn't play football in the NFL. Now, y'all can't do that. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. So now, I'm taking y'all to court. So, you guys settle. Now, why did you settle? Like you said earlier. Maybe you knew the ammo on my clip.
Right.
Was pretty serious. So you say, hey, we don't want that to get out. So do that. Or maybe you settle because it's like maybe this payoff is less than the residuals that'll go in the long run. But at the end of the day, I feel like he took them to court. He made them pay for their transgression. This is what happens when you when you try to basically blackball somebody just in the name of revenue, in the name of just making sure. And I get their businessmen and their point is for their franchises to make money, and him playing is a threat to that due to how their fan base will react. Right. But at the end of the day, you're employing players and you don't care anything about them, their communities,
right.
their right to speak out on their platform. So, you know, they had to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, because at the end of the day, too, let's say he doesn't settle. Let's say they come to an agreement. He goes, "Nah, I'm good. 60 to 80 mil, whatever that number is. Nah, you can't. You can't do that. We're going to court. Right. So then he goes to court. He has this evidence. Boom, 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 boom. They rule in his favor and say yes, they colluded against you. Here's their punishment. You know, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Now, if he wants to play, it's extremely difficult now for all NFL owners to not sign him. He just came out of a court case that said all of you guys colluded. How does it look now when I'm trying to play again and none of y'all are signing me? Like, hey, we just did this, fellas.
Right.
So I don't think somebody is gonna fold.
Right.
Now,
do you feel like, we got you real quick, do you feel like the settlement is an admission of guilt by the NFL?
No, because I never think settlements in general are measures of guilt. Okay. I feel sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. There's a lot of people who feel like, oh, well, if you was innocent, then why'd you pay?
Right.
Nah, that's not the way it goes. There's a lot of things that go into why people.
I agree.
So I don't automatically think that now in this situation. So when I say no to your question, I don't think it has to mean that.
Right.
But in this situation, I do think it means that. I do think they settled because they knew, like,
had something on them
when it goes forward, they're probably going to rule against. And then that punishment is more severe than us giving him this.
Well, yeah, because if he had information that could prove that the owners were against him and being for the reason of him kneeling for his prior his boycott or stance. That definitely opens up a big can of worms on the NFL. Right. So I think that's was like, hey, the lesser two evils, we shall this bread out. But my thing is, like I was saying, so now somebody signs him now. This whole thing goes down, somebody signs him. Now Kaep is playing for an organization that he knows doesn't want him there. He's just there because somebody had to take him. So now he knows that the fans aren't behind him. Maybe his teammates aren't even behind him. Ownership definitely isn't. So who wants that for him? Does he even want that for himself? A friend of mine said when I posted about the settlement, he's like, well, now won't all these people who've been backing Kaep all this time, hoping that, a lot of people saying, like, hey, I'm not going to watch the NFL until Kaep gets a job, which I thought was flawed in itself anyway. Right. I was asking about that as well. Right. But now they feel like, do they feel like all that was in vain? Like now they were like, yeah, Kaep. And they're like, oh, now y'all cool now? Because he settled, like, so he took the money. And this is when I asked you about selling out, a lot of people take it as, oh, he just, he
did it for the money.
Right. And it could look that way because when people put him on such a pedestal for they compared him to Ali. Right. They said he took a stance, what he believed in, and it's like, and people will boycott him because they wanted him to get a job. Right. Now, if he takes his money, and it looks to be even harder for him to get a job now. Right. Where do those boycotters go? The people that didn't watch the games. Right. He's paid. Allegedly $60 to $80 million or whatever, a couple $1 million.
Like, do they watch now because the NFL took a hit?
And then if you watch now, the NFL makes that $80 million right back. Because the Super Bowl was a couple weeks ago, ratings were down. Okay. If you compare this season, ratings were down. If ratings are back up next season and at an all-time high,
but why would they be?
Because people might say, okay, I can watch again. Because Kaep didn't get a job, but
they lost.
He settled. And that's what I'm saying. It all depends on how people look at it. Is it a win? Is it a loss? Right. Yeah. Is Kaepernick happy with it? And that's always kind of been one of the things people have been asking of him was to say something, because people were, not to say you, but it's like a lot of people were fake protesting because they're like, I'm protesting because I want to get a job. Or people saying I don't want to watch because of what he opened my eyes to, or what he so everybody had a different lane for why they were protesting. So there's a group of people now like,
the people who
where do we go?
The people who were holding out till he got a job. So now he not got no job.
Right.
I mean, he cool. He got something out of it.
Right.
but it didn't end. Like, that wasn't the end that you guys were looking for.
And could it have ever been so? Because even if it went to trial, a court can't say, okay, one of y'all got to sign him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. No, they can't make him.
Right.
But it's hard for all of them not to now. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if had it gone that way.
Yeah.
But again, like, I never was part of the I'm not going to watch till they get a job thing, because
that's not what it was about.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they signed them. They're gonna pay him, but they still don't fuck with niggas kneeling. They still, like, that's the point. Right. The point is they wouldn't sign him because he was standing up for what he believed in. Right. Like, that's major.
And that's why a lot of that got lost. In the messaging, and it's partly because of him. And because he never said anything, but then Donald Trump got involved, and then the media got involved, and then it became, yo, that's messed up. They need to give him a job. But it was like, well, Nike gave him some money. You know what I mean? It was like, so he good. Like, I know some people that broke. Like, not to say, like, not to say Kaep was just doing it for the money, but it's like, we can't.
Kaep was never hurt for money.
Right. Yeah. We can't cry for this man to get a job. We got to look at the bigger picture of why he doesn't have the job, and that's what.
Because the thing is, I think what people need to understand is that, like, first off, Colin Kaepernick comes from money.
He comes from money.
Right, like, he didn't come... I mean, he dreamed to play football, but it wasn't to, I'm playing football, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Right. I'm going to pull my family at the project. Like, it wasn't one of those things. Right. But there's a lot of NFL players that there is their story. And they may feel, I don't have the room to kneel. Like, I don't... Like, I want to kneel, but I can't really be the one who they won't sign. Right. Because then how do these people eat? How do, and it's a whack situation to be in. But, like, that's the point where if you stop because he gets the job, now it's like he's not gonna get. They're not gonna give him the job, but he's not gonna kneel anymore because nobody believes somebody would sign and be like, "Hey, y'all can sign me again." Now I'm kneeling again. Like that wasn't gonna happen. Right. So now it's like that kind of silence. Like you said, it goes back to what you said. That wasn't the point. So. I don't know. Like, again, I like the fact that the NFL had to give up something, that it wasn't one of those. Because, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that it went to trial and then they found it in NFL's paper. Right. Because then it would have been really, really bad. And
I wonder, like, too, what evidence could he even have? Like, does he have phone recores? He
must have something.
Is Robert Kraft really on our side, on the low? Because he hanging out with Meek and them? Did he fly Kaepernick some...
He doing the prison reform joint with Jay and
so
Meek.
Did Kraft, like, admit to, like, listen... The rest of the homies trying to tell me that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, imagine Robert Kraft. Listen, my nigga, listen. Yeah. Kaep, let me holler at you.
Homeboy, Minnesota.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
day one, bro. He was like, get Kaep out of here.
So it's like, what did he have that even scared the NFL? You know,
he has to have something.
He had to have something.
He has legal counsel. So if he had nothing. They would have been like, bro, no.
Because they were saying, I mean, a year ago, so they said they're this close to, issuing a deposition to the owners. It never happened. Right. So we don't know how long this settlement has been even worked on. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. This is one of the situations where all we can do is speculate because a lot of stuff happens, and of course, social media jumps to conclusions. I have no problem saying I don't know. Right. We just don't know. Yeah. And that's why I can't flat out call him a sellout. Right. It looks bad to those people that put him on that pedestal, and I never really, put him. I was what he was talking about. I was with it. It was just that the end. I never saw where the end would go. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
right. You right. The end game is what you were confused on.
And again, he never spoke out and said,
right. Well, this is what I want.
I'm gonna kneel until. Right. Or I'm gonna, what I'm saying, and not that, and again, he didn't have to. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it was a personal stance. Right. Yeah. The kneeling was something he chose to do. Right. So everybody rallied behind him. It was like, cool. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, then he became, they were like, oh, he's Ali. And I'm like, close. I mean, of a this generation, maybe, because we really don't have nobody else.
I think the Ali was because of the sacrifice. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, Ali...
But was it Ali went to jail. Ali went to Kaepernick. Kaepernick changed his contract to become a free agent. So this $80 million was just the fulfillment of the rest of his contract.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same
thing. I was like, Ali? Like, I don't know. Like, my father was a big Ali. Yeah. So I've heard stories and stuff even before I was alive of what Ali did and when the Vietnam War and when he spoke on it, how he forfeited his belts and stuff So I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. This man, and again, like we said, he comes from money. Yeah. So they like, yo, it's not that same story of he's unemployed. And, because remember, he sold his jerseys sold out. Nike gave him they did the 30th anniversary contract. So they're like, he's getting money.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah.
So and I get the dream of playing football, but it was like I can't cry for this man because the sacrifice, the burden isn't that serious compared to Ali. To me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
To me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And I'm a Niners fan.
Yeah.
So I was all for Kaepernick. And I feel like his numbers and stuff was never the argument because I'm like, he's better than a lot of these other quarterbacks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, RG3 got a job. And this dude was like, I'm like, come on. Yeah. So it was like, as a fan, I'm like, yes, I would love to see him get a job. Mm-hmm. I was always torn, like, I always felt, I think I said that before, I was like, if I'm going to boycott the NFL, I got to boycott the NBA, I got to boycott everything.
When you look at it like that, I mean, it's just like, it's hard. Because, I mean, now you think, like, now are people going to watch the NFL? So it's like, if it's really, the NFL is basically the only ones who showed their hand.
Yeah, I mean, well, recently, because remember, the NBA got Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf out of there. And Craig Hodges. So, and we weren't in social media time back then, so the news was able to tell the story. Yeah. We weren't able to talk and dictate on Twitter and such and such, but Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
And it's funny, the NBA has a policy that they have to stand during the national anthem. I think the difference optic-wise, though, is that there's way less suppression on the thoughts and you know, like these NBA players, it's rare that teammates, that organizations are telling them they can't say this or they can't do that. They got, I can't breathe T-shirts on and they're like, and it's really, they're not being suppressed as much as NFL is. But at the end of the day,
it's the American democracy. The NFL is more of a dictatorship. The shield first and then everything else. Right. The NBA is the NBA is like America. You have freedom of speech, but watch what you say. Right. You know what I mean? You have freedom of speech, but don't talk about the president.
To be honest, social media plays a big part.
Yeah, and that's why I said it.
Because I don't know if Craig Hodges and Chris Jackson, whatever, if they face the same persecution now, like if they were playing now, I think it would be so, because it was known then, but the way it would have reached so many more people, and the backlash it would have took.
The news cycle was different. Yeah, it was the 5
I think they might have been a bit more insulated now. I think it would have been. But back then it's like you can get away with that more now. So it's, at the end of the day, all franchises, no matter what league they're a part of, whatever sport they play, their goal is to make money, of course. That's
any corporation, any job.
That's gonna be first and foremost. So as much as they letting LeBron James say whatever. If it ever became a point that he was hurting the revenue stream of the Lakers, somebody would spank that hand.
Because LeBron is very cautious with his movements too. He says some stuff, he'll wear a shirt, but he hasn't really made any sacrifices for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to bash LeBron.
Of course.
And to the people he does a lot. I'm not even going to lie. He does a lot of people. He you know what I'm saying, like, it's just that we put people on a pedestal now because it's to the point where, like, we're looking for a leader. You know what I mean? He's kneeling. Yes. Hashtag this. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, we looking for somebody to, you know what I mean?
I don't really think there's a lot wrong with that.
It gets to that point. But
it's because I think revolutions do need leaders. Yeah. But my thing is, we looking for these leaders, and this is another topic all in its own. But we look for leaders, but we don't want to do nothing. Right. So it's like we're like, And when I say we, I mean in general.
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
So we like, yeah, LeBron, right? Mm-hmm. But when some bullshit happened on our block, we're not doing that.
Right. Oh, that's crazy.
right.
Looking out the window like.
right.
Niggas.
So right. So it's like, we looking for. Now I could see if like we was all about it.
Right.
So then we see somebody like, yeah, let's go. Let's really rally behind them.
We hashtag and say.
Right.
That's our fight. Hashtag Black Fist. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag I stand with Kaep.
Right.
Before we get off the topic, how did you feel about Super Bowl weekend and like Cardi B and Meek performing, and even though they weren't at the game, they were part of the festivities of the weekend.
Which was a little confusing because Cardi spoke out about like, hey, I'm not doing the halftime,
right,
and then she performed the day before
at a Super Bowl party,
right. So that was a little, and I love Cardi B.
Of course, everybody does. She just won to the Grammys, and shout out to all that.
Love Cardi B, whatever. Even though I hate the rest of the rappers, and not like she's an ill rapper, but just I don't know. I'm a fan.
Okay.
Anyway, but I did think that was a little interesting though. I'm like, okay, so, and she got Robert Kraft.
Kraft came out.
Two-stepping. The Kraft thing, he in now, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
I can see him on the phone with Kaepernick.
Yo, but
fam, what's poppin'?
And he think and Trump his man.
And that's where it gets. And I was gonna.
But we'll get to that. But I thought that was weird. Now I get not wanting to perform at the thing, and they even was getting at Travis Scott, people talking about whatever, but. You can't like sort of do it, So I mean, like it's you didn't perform at the game, but you still
the event with the logo on it,
right? I could see if it was like how like just like All-Star weekends, all the local clubs do I could see you doing something like that,
right?
Because then the league is not getting no money from that,
right?
Whatever, it's in their name, But I mean, you did it for an NFL function, So it's like. I don't know. That was a little weird.
With one of said owners, who is in a collusion case against the man you stand with, specifically. Even if it was Bob Celebrity Black Bash just happened to be on Super Bowl weekend.
Right.
Robert Kraft is there.
One of them who he has a case against.
And you should be like, fam, we don't rock with you right now.
Yeah,
I stand with Kaep, so I can't dance with you.
Yeah, you gotta go up the stage.
You gotta come get him. Yeah. This is not this is not his party. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just felt like it was a little and it's not hypocritical. But it's it's tiptoeing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because they still get something out of it. Yeah. You still get to perform and party and celebrate and you get paid. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's still a purpose for you, but then you say, well, I'm not gonna perform it because I don't even think they get paid that much for the halftime show. They probably made more money on a Saturday night than they would have made that Sunday.
Maybe.
So it's like, it just worked in your favor.
And all Cardi would have did was the little verse on Maroon 5 joint anyway.
And that was the funny thing about Travis Scott because of all the backlash and stuff he took, he did half a sicko mode. Yeah. He did. Even Big Boy did 2 songs. They got him
out of there.
Yeah.
Travis got him
like it was Maroon 5 features motherfuckers.
Right, exactly.
But it wasn't like Travis was headlining. So he took all that flack and all that heat just to do.
Big Boy took way less.
Yeah.
But what kills me is, and this is where you see how this was in Atlanta, one of the fucking blackest cities ever, and we had to get featured black artists. Right. The main act was. Like, I mean, I know Dre 3000 don't even be rapping no more. Right. But I mean, y'all could have tried to get Outkast to do it. We don't know if they did. They might have tried to get both of them. We don't know. Yeah. Because they want to be, maybe they want to Beyonce. There's a million black artists in Atlanta.
But a lot of them probably said no. Because they stand with Kaep. Or they realize that check ain't big enough for me to do it. Because that's what I'm trying to think. A lot of people are like, that check ain't worth it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I can't pull Janice Titty out on stage, that check ain't worth it. You know what I mean? But Maroon 5 homie was Adam Levine was topless on stage. You know what I mean? That's Titty though. So it's like, you know what I mean? But Janet can't come back. I digress. Always comment, let us know what y'all think about all that stuff. But you brought up a point that I was to touch on as well. Robert Kraft, is he playing both sides or does he generally agree with both sides? Because he's with Meek now. He's helping him with a prison reform push. Yeah. But he's also been besties with Trump. But can he be the bridge to get Trump to do something about You know, prison.
The thing is, prison reform and Trump is normally. Prison reform has never been something that Trump was against. To me.
Right.
I mean, you know, he got. You know,
well, yeah, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, you know, Kanye wife up there, doing that and whatever. Prison reform just has been a problem for a long time. And it has a lot now. So it's not like on that stance you got Trump saying no more prisons and you know whatever. But then Kraft is his homeboy, but at the same time, Kraft is with Jay and Meek on some prison reform shit. Right. Then I think that's way more of a conflict. But like you know. Trump has never really been anti prison reform, so I don't really think that now. Just in general, though, just to know, because my thing with Trump is just to be that type of person, that outspoken of that discriminatory, that much hate, and to know how he feels about minorities, and you with these minorities, and who knows why Kraft might really believe in this prison reform thing. But knowing that how his man Trump feels about black people, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know if I was Kraft, I might send representatives to Meek as opposed to like me. But you might as well do it. If they know they came from Kraft, you might as well be there anyway. But you know, but I don't know. It's just I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you know,
it's one of those. It's just random. Like, you know, Meek has some very high friends, like you know, Robert Kraft, you know, Jay-Z of course, the dude from Philadelphia, I can't think of his name, but another billionaire that's up there is like he said, like you know, Meek like is like come to the crib, like just come over and chill, like you know what I'm saying. So these is friends, You know what I'm saying, and it's like I guess it's a good thing because a lot of these billionaires that were unaware, they were naive to the situation. Meek being their friend opened their eyes to.
Yeah, it could be that.
Because they were like, "Oh, you went to jail for what? For popping a wheelie?" Yeah. And they're like, "Well, probation. You was on probation. Well, what did you do? You didn't even commit the crime." But it was like so. Yeah. A lot of stuff they were like, "Yeah, I didn't know." Like, and which happens when you grow up rich and privileged. Yeah. You know, any race. I'm not going to just say because they're white, but however, you know, what I'm saying it's just something they. You know, you speak to any person in the hood. They know a crime by the numbers you're gonna do. Right. Nigga, that's 3 to 5. So we know the law for wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas when that's not your world, you just like, why?
Yeah, I mean, you probably explain that to one of them, like, yo, they put you back because you wheelie the
pop the wheelie. Like I do that all the time. I got 4-wheelers and you know what I'm saying? That's nothing. Yeah. Using the street. Okay.
They probably like really? You right.
Because that just seems so you know crazy. And to me, because like that's my point. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's weird. It's just random. But as we were on the topic of you know reaching for leaders or pushing people up that maybe we shouldn't. This kind of makes me think of the Gucci situation and Floyd Mayweather, you know. So for those that don't know, you know, Gucci had this ugly turtleneck sweater. It was all black with, you know, a cutout for the mouth and it was red around it. Resembles blackface. So again, another outrage of, you know, the situation and stuff. T.I. issued a statement online.
I don't know how many of y'all know this. Our consumer base is the strongest and the largest consumer base in the world. $1.25 trillion. $1.25 trillion. I don't know how to accept your request, Tamika. I'm sorry, I really don't. I'm not as savvy on my technology shit. $1.25 trillion is what people of color, hip-hop, us, our people, the people who have the least amount of inclusion, the people who get the least amount of respect, we buy the most shit. You dig what I'm saying? So we don't have to force them to like us. We don't have to force them to accept us. But what we do have to do is stop spending our motherfucking money with people who gonna continue to give you their ass to kiss. Why in the fuck you do that? For what? For what? The only reason Gucci hot it because we made that shit hot. If we stop wearing that shit today, that shit tank. Period. Shit, man. And one of y'all niggas got a weed man. The weed man goddamn do you wrong. You gonna stop calling his ass. You gonna stop calling him. You gonna find you another weed man. You dig what I'm saying? So why in the fuck it ain't the same with these motherfuckers? What's so motherfucking special about them? Man, you gonna have to demand your respect. Anything you allow a motherfucker to do, they gonna continue to do it. Anything you allow a motherfucker to do, they gonna continue to do it. And they ain't just doing it to you. What they doing to you, they gonna do to your daughters, they gonna do to your son, they gonna do to your granddaughters, they gonna do to your grandsons. It's up to you to stand up, man. It's up to you. It's up to you to make a motherfucking difference. You. The time is right motherfucking now. Am I gonna give all my Gucci away? I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. You know what I mean? Shit, I ain't gonna wear it. I tell you that. That shit'll grow motherfucking cobwebs. I ain't gonna motherfucking wear it. I tell you that. Until they goddamn make a legitimate effort. Take a legitimate step forward.
T.I.'s direction when it comes to activism for the past few years, I'm with him. I love it.
Right.
But this, like, what happens at the end of 3 months?
Right. That was my.
Is it? Oh, now they can feel the impact.
Right.
But that doesn't.
But even that, we gonna tease them a little bit just so they can see we mean business.
And especially when you say it.
Right.
Because then they be like, all right, well, we're going to ride these 3 months out. Right, ride these 3 months out. Then the niggas be back.
We're going to release the new shit for summer.
Right, then the niggas be back. Like, make them sweat. Like, don't, like, do what, even if you know it's going to be 3 months. Right. You don't be like, yo, we not messing with y'all for 3 months. Like, no, like, yeah, but I didn't understand the 3 months thing either.
Right. So then when that happened, some people was like, yeah, we with you, yada, yada, yada. Some people was like, nah, I ain't doing it. I just bought some new Gucci pieces, whatever. TMZ caught Floyd outside the Gucci store.
But you know what I'm finna go into.
Oh, right. So Gucci, yeah, no, you've been a long time supporter. Are you still supporting after the whole controversy?
What controversy?
Yeah, I'm sure you heard. They had the blackface sweater, and a lot of prominent artists are dropping them. The black.
Man, listen, I don't got nothing against nobody.
Really?
My thing is this: I support everybody. I like everybody. And my thing is this: I like to live life and do what I like to do. I'm not no follower. I do what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
Because everybody say wear this or don't wear this. I'm wearing what the fuck I want to wear. I'm about to go in the Gucci. You said they're gonna be upset with me?
Right, they are.
Oh, I love it. I love it. See, the thing is this: I live for myself.
Right.
I live for myself. I do what I want to do when I want to and how I want to. I'm not a follower. When everybody else they say, everybody gonna boycott. I said, guess what? Well, this boy gonna get on a yacht and live life.
Right. But you don't feel that they were disrespectful making the balaclava, the blackface?
My thing is this.
Sure.
We all know racism still exists.
Right.
But that's not gonna stop my drive. I got friends from all walks of life. And to me, of course, Black lives matter first. But my thing is this: I'm gonna continue to go out there, live life, and be happy and be positive.
Okay.
I wear what I want to wear, when I want to, and how I want to. Nobody can stop my drive, and nobody's gonna tell me what to wear and what not to wear. Because half of the people that's on social media saying, don't wear this, don't wear that, I ain't never seen none of them supporting the money team.
Then, like you said, a statement was released that was very eloquently put.
That shit was.
It was very well spoken.
That shit was exquisite.
SAT words. It was. I was like.
I read that. I was like, okay, so who wrote that?
So who wrote it? Now, I agree with some points in it.
Yeah.
Because I agree with some of the points made about, like I said, the whole 3 month thing, and how we really don't stand. Because I know people now. Giannis was wearing a Gucci sweater at the.
Where was I? But this is literally Saturday. But I saw that and I was like, yeah, and look at this dude in this hoodie. Like, he don't even. Yeah, matter of fact, I think I was here. I was here while my roommates watching it. Yeah. I was like, and he's representing.
Right.
Like, he don't even know what's going on.
Right. And but even though he's Greek, he's black. He's in America. He's aware of what's going on, and you can talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
But this is my thing. I do agree with some of the stuff that he said. But I have a lot of thoughts as far as when it comes to this whole thing.
So let's start with the sweater first.
Yeah.
What did you think when you first saw the sweater itself?
But I'm like, yo, like. But my thing is now I don't get surprised at anything anymore.
I think they're doing this on purpose. At this point, I'm just like, y'all not. There's no way.
Listen, they have to be. This is 2019.
Right.
I don't care. You could be one of the best designers. Let's say you design a clothing line, and you did so well that Gucci said, you know, I need you to design for us. And you said, all right.
Dapper Dan.
Right. So you said, all right, Gucci, let's do it. Right. And so now you in the lab, you cook something up. It don't work like this. I made it, and now it goes to the store. Straight
to the store. Right.
Like that's not the way it works.
Right.
It passes through all these hands. For lots of different reasons, not just because it may be right, so whatever, but like they look at, is this gonna sell, whatever. So that passed through a lot of hands and made it to retail. To retail. Now, that just says to me that this is how it goes. We're gonna make this. Look at this. All these niggas gonna wear this. We making it regardless. I believe this even might have happened. There might have been one person that said, yo, y'all are wild, bro. And then that person says, yo, what they gonna do?
That's true too. That's
probably the response to that.
That's true. Yeah.
They be like, what they gonna do? They might get mad, so then we pull it. They might not, and then we go laugh at all these niggas wearing right. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's how we respond to like what we ain't gonna do. They feel we not gonna do nothing. So that's why they continue to do it. You seen the Montclair jacket with all the
right? That's another one.
Like are you
black faces?
Yeah. Like, are y'all serious?
Right.
So it's like when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, here we go again. You know. So and the outrages, right? I do believe, like to me when it comes to all this luxury stuff, period, it goes deeper for me though. Like the position that black people hold in this world, in this country more specifically, there's a lot, and everybody has their vices or whatever. There's a lot better things you should be putting our money into, especially when it comes to advancing our people. And I know now, right, people that wear this Fendi and Gucci and Ferragamo and all these lines, right? These people, that might be their thing, right? You know, I'm into fashion, right? You might see them, they might be at the fashion shows, and that's legitimate. Like, that might be a passion of theirs. You know, we're in the sports, or you're in the podcasting. I'm into photography, like and their thing is fashion.
Like A$AP Rocky, Kanye.
Right. That's their thing, right? But that's not how it began.
Right.
Like, when black people got an eye on Gucci, got an eye on Fendi, it was to validate themselves. It was to look, I spent $3,000 on a sweater. Now when I wear that and I look around the rest of you niggas, I'm better than y'all. I feel good. You see, I got money, even though not like the white people, but now I'm kind of like them. Right. I wear Gucci.
Because I got this symbol, this
logo. Right. I wear Gucci. And that's how it began. I don't care what anybody would say. All them labels and stuff like that's how it began. So for that reason, I never supported that type of stuff. Being able to afford it or not, like me, if I need to see it and like it, not because it's Gucci, right. And my thing is, I can respect somebody who likes Gucci and buys it and wears it because they like it. But that's why they bought it. Right. Like, at the same time, they see somebody in an Old Navy sweater and be like, oh, that's cool. Like, you like Old Navy, I like Gucci. So good. That's not really... So, to me, when it comes to the validation that black people have always had on making big purchases and buying, you know, these things that are outside of their means and buying these things that they feel gives them some sort of status... Because that is the root of why you heard those people who said they're not giving it up. That's the root of that.
Because even T.I.,
he said he don't know what he's going to do.
He said I don't know what I'm going to do.
He said I don't know
how you don't know.
I might give it away, but yeah, I don't.
You don't seem to be invested into your proposed.
Right. I mean, he said he's not going to wear it. Right. He definitely said he's not going to wear it, and they already got the bread. Right. But to give it away, to who? But still, but so I have a deeper before they even did this. I don't even like, to be honest. And again, the people might take the wrong way. I don't even like to see us in these and it's kind of hard because they kind of control a lot of the clothing game. Like I wear polo and stuff that's made by, well, stuff like that, and I think polo has become, even though they really do have lots of different styles, but like we definitely made we've made polo our own a lot. We haven't done that with Gucci, and we're still just taking stuff that they cut for white people and Europeans and putting it on us. Even though, I mean, and it is to make money, it makes sense, but Ralph Lauren goes and he makes his denim brand and rugby, because that's what we're gonna wear, whatever. Gucci, they didn't even do that. They even faked the funk. They didn't make their little urban wear, or they just said, look, we don't make clothes for these niggas. If they want to sit there and spend all this money, and they can't pay their rent, or they can't make their car payment, but they got these loafers. Then
make songs about it. And stuff
exactly. And then put in their rap names and all that. Then so be it. But
we even use Gucci as a term of saying I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Right. I seen a Facebook post the other day said, "Well, can I now when I'm saying good, now I can't say I'm Gucci."
No,
you can't, bro. You
got 3 months.
Yeah,
not for 3 months.
3 months, right?
3 months.
You know what I'm saying? But
in the summertime, go back and say
right. But it's funny. Think of that. I'm Gucci.
Right.
Why is Gucci good? Why does Gucci mean good?
Right.
But yeah. So I've never even supported black people in European high fashion. That's never been my thing, because I'll always think of the origin. All these things I see, I always think of the origin. The ladies gonna hate me, but weaves and processed hair make me think of why it started. Women who wear that stuff now are not, I'm not saying that they do it for this reason, but when black people started straightening their hair, it wasn't because it's, hey, we love straight. No, what was sold to them that was beautiful was straight hair. So I don't believe I'm beautiful. So let me do something that'll put me in the light of beautiful. They said this is ugly.
Right.
Who are they? But whatever, that's what they said.
Right.
So, and I believe them. Right. And so now I'm going to do that. Now, it evolved into lots of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that all the women who don't wear their hair natural or afraid, ashamed of it. I'm not even going to go there because I know that's not the truth. But it derives from bullshit.
By the way, it's J_UNE.
Hey, I think
just to
at me, we can have a discussion. It's fine. But
I know.
But
he said that.
I have issues with anything that derives from bullshit.
No, I got you.
So that's so. But then now to take it to now what Gucci is now, they're getting all this money from black people. Then the audacity to be like, hey, here's the sweater with the black face. It's like, how do you go on and support that now? A lot of people say, well, I done already spent this money. You think I'm not gonna wear it? I spent $3,000. But that's the thing. Like, if you had the money to spend for it, like these are Levi's jeans I have on right now, right? So now if Levi's came,
Old Navy cargo.
Now if Levi's came out and said, "Yo, we're tired of niggas wearing our jeans, right? Like we're so tired of that, right?" Now, I don't feel right wearing Levi's jeans after that.
Of course.
And I bought the jeans. I'm not gonna stop wearing them because I'll just buy some other jeans. The fact that you look at that purchase as like, yo, I spent $3,000. If you can say that money means that much, then you didn't have it like that to spend. If you could be like, yo, this sweater was $3,000. You mean I'm not going to wear that anymore?
Right. Because that's saying it took you so much to...
If that was that, then you didn't have that. Why did you spend $3,000?
Right. Because like you said...
If Jay-Z... See, a 3,000, that's like a white tee to Jay-Z. So like Jay-Z wants to buy a three... Let's say Jay-Z, before this happened, Jay-Z bought a Gucci sweater. Like Jay-Z could be like, I'm not wearing that shit no more.
Right. Because 50 Cent burned his Gucci.
And that's my point. You went that hard to buy that. So now it means so much to you. But it's just a sweater.
Right.
No matter how y'all feel, people, it's just clothes.
Jay. _.
At me. That belt is just a belt. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make you who you are. Mm-hmm. It don't make you dope. It don't make you whack. It's a belt. Mm-hmm. It's a pair of shoes. Yeah. It's a pair of pants. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. But they put this value on it more than what it is. Mm-hmm. So that's why now they're like, yo, you don't want me to wear this belt? Right. I paid $700 for this belt.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, it's not I like this belt or I saw it I want. It's I paid $700 for it. That's the title you put on it.
Right.
You want me to not wear it, but I paid $700 for it. But I like it. Like I've always wanted this. Yeah. I saw it and I like the design. But I paid $700. So yeah, now I get your point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like so. I don't know. Like it's.
So what do you feel? How do you feel about Floyd's statement?
Well, no, I don't like that because I understand this point. But my thing is, whatever you're gonna do should have nothing to do with what other people do. Mm-hmm. So if you like, I hate this as well. So if I say, well, why do you want to support Gucci still? Mm-hmm. And you hear this, well, black people got a new cars every day. Now this week they talking about they're not gonna wear Gucci, but give it a week or two, now they talk about something else. Mm-hmm. While that may be the truth, that has nothing to do with you. I didn't ask you about anything about what other people are gonna do. I asked you why you want to support Gucci.
And that's why he said in the video, he said, because I've never been a follower, I'm going to Gucci. That's what so in his mind, he just don't care. Well, again, he made it seem as if at the time when TMZ approached him, he was unaware of why there was outrage. He just knew, like he said,
But I'm talking about the statement, though. The statement is he's talking about this and like he's focusing on all the wrong stuff in the statement. In my opinion. Like he's focusing on where black people are gonna place their gripes and and all that stuff and. Like that doesn't matter. Like you sit with that. You sit with a brand that disrespects your people. You know that. Maybe you didn't know when TMZ ran up on you. Right. You know that now. So now you're saying the brand that disrespects my people. I'm cool.
Right. And it's funny you said the whole thing about the validation and stuff. There was also a discussion about that. Have you ever seen Nick Cannon's Cannon class?
I keep seeing bits and pieces, but from what I've seen, it's really good.
Yeah, he had Dame Dash on there before. We'll talk about him later. But he also had another episode with a gentleman from the Nation of Islam, brother RZA, RZA, and they were having a conversation about.
White women are looked at as success in America. We see a white woman, I couldn't have you. My daddy couldn't have you. My granddaddy couldn't have you. I would get killed even looking at you. So now, if I play for the NBA, I want them all.
Now, that was the clip that kind of went viral. Nick went further on. He didn't say he particularly agrees with that. Okay. So a lot of people coming at him like, oh, see, we knew it. But even though Mariah was half black and white, but they were like, see, we knew you because Mariah. And it was like, But he went further to say too, like.
In all seriousness, all of those statements that you make, as accurate as they are, when we're talking about love, and if love is truly an unconditional thing amongst all people and humanity and the organisms that we are, why, because the color of someone or the lack of melanin in someone's skin, I can't love that person?
The reason I brought it up, and I'll check it out, definitely check it out. I mean, you should watch any other podcast but Word Music Dance. However, when you run through the whole catalog of 2021 Vision, check out the Canon class, because he definitely has some interesting conversations on there, as well as here in 2021 Vision. But the part that went viral was him saying that it's looked at as a trophy. Even Kanye said it.
And when he get on, he leave your for a white girl.
And he kind of did that. Right. You know what I mean? So the clothes, the trophy wife is kind of hand in hand. And like you said, it's a self-hate situation of I'm not right until I got these check boxes marked. Yeah. And it's got to be this for me to be accepted. Yeah. And I use that to segue, because comment on the conversation as well, but conversation that Monique and Steve Harvey had. Yeah. And not so much about acceptance, but kind of playing the game. And we all know what Monique went through with Netflix. I think we had that conversation as well. Yeah. And Steve and Monique are friends. They said they have a brother-sister relationship. Yeah. And Monique went on Steve's show recently, and they kind of had it out. You can tell it was a respect.
Absolutely.
But it was a brother-sister, it was a love relationship, so they could yell at each other.
That's why I do think that their love is real, though.
Yeah.
Because, like...
It wasn't, I'm going to sugarcoat it. Wait, these cameras turned off. It was like, I'll let you know how I feel.
And then at the end, you seen that they were still cool.
But I'm going to see what's chicken.
Right. So I didn't think that was for the cameras at all. I think that was, they really do have something there.
Now, part of what a lot of people took from what Steve said was,
when you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This the money game. But we in the money game. And you cannot sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game. But let me tell you what the game is before the money game. Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
and wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way.
The whole playing the game thing is real, but I don't fuck with it because, I mean, let me take that back. I think we all fuck with it because we are in a position until we really get our own, we have to play some sort of game. However, I think that he made it seem a little too simple. Like my thing is, you gotta feel like me giving that advice. It probably would have been more like, "Yo, this shit is whack," and like this whole system is dumb. But you know, like if you trying to advance, like this is like how you going about it is definitely gonna put more obstacles in your way.
And that's what happened.
Obstacles in your way. What we need to do is maybe we need to really appeal to our people in high places so that we can pull together, start some of our own. That way nobody can say anything to us. Until we get there, though, while we're working there, we might want to do this because just saying like you gotta do this, and because he even said like she spoke about integrity, and he said, "Well, I gotta feed such and such. I'm not giving up in the name of integrity." I'm like, I could never say that sentence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, what do you have outside of integrity? Like, I mean, you play the game, but there's a point the game has to stop.
Right.
Like, when you step outside of who you are, like, that's when you become a clown to me.
Did that situation make you look at Steve differently, or did you already think that way of him?
I kind of felt that way about him already. I kind of felt that way about him already, but that really solidified it. And for him to say that, I just was like, you know, that was great. That part of it, that was the part I hated about the most when he said, because you bring up integrity, like integrity is integrity, like you know, like that's you standing for who you are and being true to yourself and that he's saying that's not like him in his position. That comes before that, and the rationale, but you could feed your family without giving up who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do that, but I mean, I get what he's saying, but like at the end of the day, that concept of playing a game just solidifies the neck being the foot being on our neck. Still, it's like, you know, it just hearing him say that, it kind of sounded just like to me like when the house nigga would talk to the field nigga like, yo, y'all gotta chill out. Master gonna come through and you know that sounded like the same thing to me. And why I say it's not incorrect because it is true. Like I mean like she isn't like she's going against it and she's standing up and she's speaking out. And I can respect that. Like she's like, nah, like y'all are not gonna do this, and I just sit back here and smile and be like, oh, okay, nah, like this is some bullshit, and I'm talking about it. Every time somebody asks me about it, I'm saying it. Like that's what it is. It's happening, and y'all are not gonna have me up here acting like it's cool. You know what I'm saying now? But he knows that when you take that position, then it gets harder.
Right.
She's like, it's just gonna be. Well, she could say it's gonna be hard. I don't gotta pause that. But she's like, it's just gonna be hard, and I'm gonna have to fight through it. I'm gonna have to fight through it. He's more or less like, okay, well, you know what? That's causing people to not see Monique's talent, not seeing all that Monique has to happen. All they focus in is the militancy,
and that's the part I didn't agree with. Because she got so caught up in fighting, It was people forgetting about that she is actually funny,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just so much about like, here we go
exactly.
again. You know what I'm saying? And that part he was right with. Right. I feel I agree with him on saying
but
that.
But I just feel like his delivery on all it.
It was direct. It was blatantly, you gotta shut up and play the game. Yeah. We're trying to win out here.
And that just sounds like that was nigga to me. Like I think like there should have been more of a. Let's do some other shit. Like, let's come together.
And that's kind of how going back to our Kaepernick situation. That's why I can feel why some people would say he took the money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because again, we don't know what was disclosed in the information, so we don't know the terms of the money or if there are any other terms as far as just not saying anything.
Exactly.
About it. But until we know, speculation is going to just seem like. The settlement was, okay, take this money, so then the NFL can look like, we reached an agreement with him, we cool here, come watch our game again, please.
Right.
And him not pursuing further
action
is like, you know what, this check will do.
Right.
Thank you very much. Shake hands. And,
I can understand that.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, and again, not to say that he loses integrity, but it does look like, damn, there was a price for you to stop the case.
Yeah, but my question to that is then that I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, let's say he goes all the way to trial and wins. Mm-hmm. What happens then?
And that goes back to what I was saying. We don't know what his goal was.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because if his goal was to expose the NFL. Then he should have pursued to expose the NFL. This doesn't expose anything. If his goal was it didn't on a hard evidence standpoint. It didn't. Right.
I think he's definitely. I think he's definitely has people who believe that what he said is going on is going on. I think there's
the collusion.
Right, that's what I mean.
But I mean, his initial stance wasn't for collusion, but it just became.
Okay, if that's the case.
Yeah, the case itself.
Right.
But so if the case itself was to say that it became personal. It became just about
y'all are shutting me out.
Right,
but me and Eric out.
Even in that instance, they gave Eric a job.
Right.
So it's just about you now.
Right.
Eric Reed was more so a witness or. A code, because it was just like, and again, like I said earlier, that might have been some steps the NFL was trying to say, like, we signed him,
right?
See, we cut a check for some prison situations. We trying to,
right?
And he didn't budge on none of that,
right?
And then the new Alliance of Football League started, and they offered him a job. He didn't take it, and then so many things happened that left the NFL to just say, okay, fine.
Right.
Will settle and so it's like if he had hard evidence, I think that evidence is the only thing that really would have put a dent into the shield. Right now they get off easy.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a dent though, because like I said before, let's say he exposes them, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he exposes them, the people on his side are just gonna be like, yeah, I knew it. Right? Now, there's a lot of people who don't fuck with Kaep, and they're gonna play the whole we don't know they colluded. Like that's what he's saying.
Right.
Okay. Right. So but they already are not with his protest. So now, let's say it does come out, and now they can't say that we don't know if they colluded. Now the evidence is out, and
he did.
So they'll be like, yeah, he colluded, and good for that nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we don't know because a lot of the people that stand with Kaep don't even know what they were standing with him for.
True.
And then a lot of people that were against Kaep don't even know what they really were against him for.
Right.
So we don't know what the end result would have been.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because like you said, there are people that are just stubborn on both sides.
Yeah.
But there's that gray area of people that have been like, yo, they really try to keep him out. And why again? Oh, because he was kneeling. And why again? Because of, you know, and why? Oh, you know what I'm saying? So it might have brought the whole thing full circle. But stopping right here because they cut a check.
What I do wonder though is how restricted he is
on speaking
about talking about, because I know he can't talk about the settlement, like as far as the details or whatever. But I wonder if he can answer this question. If somebody was just to ask him, well, what led to your decision to take the settlement?
Because he don't really interview. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We may not know, and we don't know. Like we were saying as well too, like. They might have said, okay, listen, we'll pay you this if you just stop saying you want to play. You know, stop telling people you want to come play with us. We're not going to sign you. Right. Can you just say you're not going to play anymore? Like, you know, so we don't know what was discussed with other, because Eric Reed has a job. Yeah. So he doesn't have the luxuries that Kaep has as far as a brand and the Nike stuff. So Eric got some money over here. He good. Kaep has a whole, you know, stand with Kaep, you know, movement. You know what I mean? People forget about Eric Reed. People forget Eric Reed was the reason Kaep took the knee instead of just sitting there. Right. You know what I mean? So it was such a confusing situation that I feel like a lot of people are still confused and they're going to look at it as closure. And we kind of went back, we kind of got backtracked on, you know, the first topic, but it's like a lot of people are going to look at it like, okay, so I can watch now? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people that are just going to be like, so Kaep is cool.
There's definitely going to be I'm going to watch now.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be a percentage of people who weren't watching who are gonna watch now.
And I say that I don't want people to think that I'm saying that Kaep sold his integrity or whatever, like Steve was telling Monique or whatever. But it's just like it could be perceived that way. It could look that way. It could feel that way because we're left blind to the whole case. This is a situation.
I definitely do think that we even throughout this whole thing we could have heard a lot more from him.
Right. And initially, when it was just about him kneeling, he said that. Right, yeah. And we didn't need him to say no more about that. Right. But then when it switched to the whole collusion thing,
then we talk then. Right. And I get it too, when you're in the middle of a case, it's not much you know, but I mean, there are certain things you can say. Right. But, you know.
You can say, listen, you know, I feel the league is colluding against me to keep me out of the league. Yeah. I'm pursuing legal action.
Because that's public knowledge. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can say that. Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But the kneeling part, some people still say they don't get that. We all know why he was kneeling.
Yeah, then there's that. I don't know. If anybody's confused about that still, I just don't.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But we got sidetracked back on that thing. But, you know what I'm saying? Money is a big issue. People can be sold.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's a known thing. Yeah. Dave Chappelle's a person that we know left. You know, when Comedy Central sent him a check and it had some stipulations with it. Yeah. He said, I'm out.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Now he did come back for even more money, but you know, due to inflation, it might not be the same. They might not have asked him. You know what I'm saying? But we just don't know. Again, we don't count pockets. We just see what we're told. But another person that has been vocal about the machines and things that affect our culture and stuff has been Dame Dash. And he has been adamant about Leo Cohen in particular about what he, you know, his participation in hip hop culture and just seeing dollars and cents. Him being the creator of the 360 contract, which took people's, you know, tour monies and merchandise monies, where that used to be strictly for the artists. Exactly. And, you know, he spoke out recently also on the Nick Cannon class. Nick Cannon asked him about Foxy Brown.
Oh, Foxy, okay. And, being young.
Right. And a lot of people who took offense to Dame's response was, I didn't have to do with her, ask that man.
Exactly.
So, you know, and to me, I felt like that's all he really could say. His way of saying it was off. Yeah. Because he was like, ask that man.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But truth be told, it's like, I didn't deal with her.
Yeah,
he did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, so Dame has been in the public eye recently, you know, but as of late, he just apologized.
I've been letting y'all breathe. I'm chilling. I'm minding my business. I have no beef with anybody. Pause. I'm looking past it. So Jay-Z, if I've offended you, I apologize. Leo Cohen, if I offended you, I apologize. Steve Stout, if I've offended you, I apologize. Just because you don't have the same morals and principles, it's cool. I'm not angry no more. I did what I had to do. I was a little aggravated about Aaliyah, so y'all just caught the brunt end of it. It was therapy.
That kind of threw me off at the end because it was like, you sorry. It sounded like, basically it sounded like you said that, look, because you don't have the morals and the same standards that I do, I shouldn't have held you to that type of behavior. So I'm looking at you to behave like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you and I'm expecting you to look at situations, work off the same code that I was raised on, and make the make the right decisions. Because I'm holding you to my standard, and not really noticing like, yeah, you're different. You don't rock like me. I got mad. I got upset. So, for that, I apologize. Now I think if he said it like I said it, it would have went off better. But he's just like, I'm sorry, and you know,
because part of the tone was he looked like he was either drunk or high.
Yeah, first off, he did look like he was like he wasn't all dancing like, and he just was like, I'm sorry, like just because you don't have the same moral standard to me, I'm not mad no more. That seemed like you still trying to get a dig in there. But
because Dame is kind of like the Monique of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of what he didn't play the game. He spoke out about a lot of things. So it caught everybody off guard to even see him apologize, even though he kind of
because that don't seem like him.
It didn't seem like him. And one of the people that was confused by it was somebody he put on was his ex barber become like photo blogger, and the dude, I think Kenyatta Diggs, I think his name is. Maybe I messed that up. Sorry if I did. But he also was the one that wrote the Culture Vulture book. And he released like a little video saying
it's interesting to me. I was a little confused when I saw it. I'm all for an apology. I'm all for brothers connecting the dots, coming back together, making things work, if that's what you're really gonna do. But I didn't really feel like the timing of everything was good based on they just had like a little Rock Nation brunch or whatever that was called, where everybody was together, which is cool. I felt like it was more of a emotional move more than anything else. I don't feel like it was well thought out. I don't think it was a strategic move. Obviously there must be some other reason why, he would even apologize to Leo Cohen or Steve Stout, which is disrespectful to my work, that I did writing this book. Apologizing is one thing, if you want to apologize to Jay, you want to apologize to Jim, you apologize to Biggs. That's a beautiful thing because I really believe that brothers should work it out, connect the dots, and come back around to the building with each other. Once a homeboy, always a homeboy to me. And Dame is my homeboy. But at the same time, I'm really not rolling with that bullshit. You apologizing to Leo Cohen. And I told him this. And the reason being is because I just seen dude on the Breakfast Club act as if he didn't know you. He fronted on you. And then you turn around and tell him that if I offended you, I'm sorry. Nah, man, that's not how we roll. You feel what I'm saying?
But it seems like a lot of people didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, he doesn't seem like the apologizing type, period.
So Cam posted never been the quote can't beat 'em join 'em type. I'd rather work at Jiffy Lube. Then he put a hashtag the last one left, hashtag Harlem.
Yeah, that's a shot, definitely.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, it remains to be seen if it's a beat 'em join 'em thing. Because at the end of the day too, I don't see Dame ain't never been the join 'em type either. So you know what I'm saying? Now next week you gonna see him and Jay.
Sure, that's what people were saying. I think it came out like the day after the Rock Nation brunch or whatever. So people were saying, "Oh, he felt the way because he wasn't invited." I don't think he felt the way about that.
Nah.
That's funny. The internet gonna be full of jokes. But yeah, I don't think he felt the way just because he saw Jay and Diddy and Fat Joe and Jim Jones at a brunch. Now, could he feel the way because like he's feeling everybody against him, that he's losing opportunities for business You know what I mean? It could be something like that finally because, you know, we really don't know. Like I said, it was an apology, but it was kind of open still. But I don't, and I think, I mean, he can't just call Jay. I don't think anybody can just call Jay, except for Beyonce. But she's right there anyway.
Right.
But I don't know if they could even have a conversation or you know what I'm saying, something like that. But to me, I don't think it was because of the brunch. Now, like you said, can't beat him, join him. We'll see if he's trying to join.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's trying to get a job because Leo's doing like YouTube music or he's going to try to do something Rock Nation or I don't think so. So I don't know what Cam's post was about.
I just think Cam thing is going that direction.
Right.
Like Cam think, okay, well now you trying to make up and get
Cam
good
can
graces,
definitely call Dane to be like, what is that about?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they had a conversation. It was interesting. It just looked off.
It did.
It just looked.
And he's like sitting, leaning, like, you know,
and there's random people
standing
around him.
by.
It's like dark, and it looked like he was ISIS captive. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm only saying this as I have to. You know what I'm saying?
Reading the cue card.
Yeah, right. I want my family to know I'm okay.
Right.
But please send $5 million to the. You know what I mean? Like, it was just very. It was just very awkward. But you know what I'm saying? We'll see what comes of that. But I mean, the summation of this episode is, you know, whether you follow Kaepernick, whether you follow T.I., Floyd, you know, Dane.
I would say this about putting your faith in people. I don't see anything wrong with you supporting, rooting on anybody whose ideals mirror yours.
Right, true.
Or that's cool. I just think that you need to look at yourself and what you do. First, that's the first person you can take care of. So, because
like you said, what are you doing?
Right.
If you're just saying go, go. But what are you? But
let's take it before that. How do you feel? Like, what are your beliefs? You know, like if you believe that black people are even systemically oppressed? Do you even believe that? It's cool, right? That's like some people could look at that as a trendy belief,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like you know where let's stand with the Black Lives Matter. Like some people are really like that's the cool thing. You know, do you really feel like that? Do you look at what's really going on around you, and seeing these things, or do you just feel like it's cooler to say that? Like then you could look at it. Then if you really identify it, then you could look, okay, well, what do I do? Like, I mean,
and that's kind of what Floyd's statement. I don't want to say Floyd, but that's kind of what the statement, that issue was kind of probably trying to say.
But to me, none of that has anything to do with why you fucking with it.
I know.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying it was a general don't look at me if you kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, we never should expect Floyd to be someone to stand for the people.
No, yeah, because he's never done that.
He's never done that.
I don't know if you've seen this interview.
Okay. I got a good heart, but you know, it's crazy when you see people, like I said before, you got people that say, well, he got all this money. Why he's not giving to Africa?
Right.
Well, what is Africa giving to us? What if Africa came and gave to my children, to my family?
Right.
You know, it works. Things work two ways. Everybody always talk about giving. That's the problem. Everybody doing so much giving. At the end of the day, they may not have nothing.
True that.
So then they say, why was he giving this to that person and giving this to that person when he should have been saving? So I never got involved with the sport of boxing to say, you know what, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna make hundreds of millions of dollars and give it all away.
Right.
If I'm gonna spend anything, or I'm gonna mess money off in a bad way, I'm gonna spend it on myself.
True.
I'm gonna do what I want to do with my money.
Okay.
And so you hear people talking about, well, he should get that to charity. He should donate to this. He should donate to that. No, I should donate to Floyd Mayweather and donate to Floyd Mayweather's family, because that's what it's about. When it's all said and done. Because I can't go to nobody on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook and say, you know what? I don't have no money. Can anyone help me pay my bills? And I'm like, absolutely not. You should have been given to all these different causes. Give money to all these different causes.
Right.
And I'm watching this like. But people are starving and dying, and you can help, and
that kind of speaks to like Travis Scott. When people put a lot of pressure on Travis for doing the Super Bowl and stuff, it's like we don't know his awareness of any of the Kaepernick situation too, and we don't know what his stance on it is because he never spoke out about it. So people were coming down on him like, yo, you shouldn't do the Super Bowl. He in his mind, he's like, yo, this is the biggest moment of my career. I got the number one album.
Back to the integrity.
The integrity, right? And that's what I'm saying too. Travis, and not to say Travis would be like, yo, F black people only. I got a white girl now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that he's never really been one to stand for something anyway. True. So if he's thinking my career first, I know what he's saying.
I think even with that, I still think you could be like, that's whack that he's doing it. However, the outrage would be misplaced,
and that's what it was.
You know, like that would be misplaced.
He's canceled, and
right, because it's like, look, I mean, that's not like he may, like you said, may not be aware. Sometimes people need to have light brought to them. Like, right. Sometimes somebody might even sit with Travis and be like, well, let me break down this whole Kaepernick and like, this is what's happening. You might need to really break it down.
I think they said T.I. did or tried to. I don't know. But if you got Kris Jenner telling you, because you know he's part of the family. True. So if you got Mama Jenner telling you gonna do that Super Bowl, like this is a big deal for you know what I mean, like because when you in that family, you just in that family. Look at Kanye. I guess you in that family, like you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not giving him a pass. Right. I'm just saying if he's like, I'm never gonna get this moment again. This is what I got to do, because it speaks to like Kevin Hart. When they wanted him to apologize about 5 times, he said, listen, no, and I'm not doing it. He could have easily been like, I apologize. He could have went on stage again and I apologize. He could have apologized after every commercial break as hosting the Oscars. You know, but he said, listen, I did. It was 10 years ago. I apologized then. I'm apologizing now. But get off my back. Right. So he stood firm to his and he was tempted because I think he was on Ellen. And Ellen, being like the queen of the LGBT community, you know, she was like, "Listen, we on behalf of us, we apologize. We believe in you and we want you to host it." And Ellen's a friend of his. And he was like, "Yeah, so maybe I should do it." But then he was just like, "No," like he didn't. I guess he felt like it had been given in, or you know what I'm saying. So he stood strong, and he was another one that was like, that was a goal of his to be a comedian, be an actor, and host the Oscars. Right. So, but see, the thing is, about again, sacrifices and stuff. You know again, what I mean?
a goal is made at a particular time. So, like, you could dream of doing something because that dream is with the perception of it that you have at that time. So that could change. You know what I'm saying? You know, like,
I mean, but he said it as if it still is, or I would say was.
Okay, all right.
But he stood strong enough to say, as much as I want to do it,
right, it goes against what?
I've apologized enough, and they want me to do it again, and they wanted to be a part. They probably, I mean, you know, they wanted him to. They were like, yeah, we heard you, but we want you to do it like this.
Okay.
And he was like, okay, enough, no. Right. And as much as I want to host it, I'm not doing it no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? So and that's how it came off. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was something he wanted to do. It was like, yes, I got the. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just two sides to the coin. Like Travis was like, nah, I'm doing the Super Bowl. I'm gonna do this performance. I'm gonna do this 3-second sicko mode. Like, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be the best 3 seconds of my life. You know what I mean? Because I performed halftime.
It all just brings it back full circle, and it just puts a light on how whack the situation is. Like, there should be no recording artist who feels like, nah, I'm not performing at the Super Bowl. Like, that's a grand stage. Like, everybody should be able to. Everybody should be able to relish in that. But because of the country and in the way you gotta, and yeah, you might feel good with the decision, right? You might not feel like, oh man, I really want to do the thing. But to think, like, imagine if this bullshit wasn't here, I could have been rocking the Super Bowl thing.
And look at Cardi could have did it. Like, 'cause I think she was one of the first options or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cardi would have rocked it. And they probably would have had her do, you know, a couple songs.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We speculating on what it would have been.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the Super Bowl halftime, you know, that just speaks to how big football and the Super Bowl is itself.
Exactly, yeah.
That halftime show is part of the spectacle. The commercials, the halftime show. Right. Oh yeah, they play a game too. You know what I mean? But it's like, the reason it's the #1 rated show or event of every year is because of the whole thing. People that don't even watch football watch
the Super
for the
Bowl.
commercials
Absolutely.
and the halftime show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's a moment, and for people to say no, I'm not doing it. Even though some of them still perform Saturday night, some of them people say no, I'm not doing it Sunday.
I'm not doing that on
but you can
Sunday
say Saturday
at halftime.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
But
so
no one said anything about the day before.
Right. You know, and again, everyone's integrity level or so, you know, some people feel like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. But what if I do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, kind of where it looks, you know, people want to fight. There is fake outrage. But like you said too, like Floyd, what is your stance? What do you feel about the
Because we still don't know that. We just still say what your perception is of the outcry.
Right.
But we still don't, now knowing what you know, we still don't know why you still want to fuck with them.
Right. And with T.I., it was like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
even that seemed like a half-hearted. It was like he looked in his closet. He was like, "Damn, I'm giving y'all 3 months because I can wear that during the summertime. That's a short sleeve. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
because I ain't even worn that yet. And
right.
I ain't planning to kill him when
right. You know, it's just one of them situations, but. I don't know, you know, and speak to, like we said, you know, I feel like it's a thirst for leadership that we have. It's a lot of people, you know, are afraid to be a leader of such.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
To people who make real impact. I'll just put it like that.
Who make real impact, get a real following, and about action.
We could look at the timing of people that died, like Prince, and things that he was going after when he died. Because there are two things that impact the way things work. One is money, and one is violence. Now. And that's why that show was called that.
Money, violence.
Because that's how you might like people like to say, you know, love conquers all and love is but money and violence are how to make things happen. And that's what people who are in charge, those are the two things that they respect. Two things that they know can impact them. So when somebody is really affecting money, the bottom line, and it's really affect that has to be stopped. So when you're making headway into something that's going to interrupt the status quo, it definitely puts you in an unsafe position. So I get why some people they'll go here, but they ain't not going there.
Right.
You know. So, but Killer Mike seems to be somebody who, like you say, he's always been outspoken. He doesn't really hold back from anything that he wants to say. Another person activist I like too is David Banner. Too, because he's another one who. He says what's on his mind.
But that's all I got for today. You know, Rel, as always, pleasure.
No doubt, bro.
You know, before we go, just got one question to ask you. When NFL season starts up again next season, will you be watching?
Probably, because I actually did watch games this past season. So, I mean, I did in the season before, and I didn't necessarily go back because I thought, like, headway was made or because I mean NFL was in the same spot it was beginning of the season as it was in the last season. But I don't know, I just thought about it and then I didn't really get any advice. I didn't it's nothing anyone else said, but I just started thinking about about the players, right? So football is one of those sports where the individual outside of the quarterback, for the most part, they really stifle the image of the individual.
The
like,
shield is first.
You know, and then like even when they're playing, it's this helmet and mask. You don't get like a lot of who they are. Think of just the optics of a football game versus a basketball and baseball. It's just like it's a bunch of people out there crashing into each other. When you watch a basketball game and baseball, you can see who's doing what. Like you know, it's really not about the optic of, hey, these are the individuals behind the effort. You know, so it's like I feel these players, you know, they've worked hard, played football their life. I mean, this is their stage to shine, and we don't watch them, and I get why people don't want to watch them. I mean, then obviously you see the direct support to the franchises in the league, but it's like I kind of feel like, you know, that they shouldn't catch the brunt of that. Right. You know, like I mean, I feel like they deserve, the players deserve our support, and it sucks that it comes as a residual to supporting them. And I know people are not going to agree with that, and I know people are going to say, well, then that's just collateral damage. That's a life they chose. But I mean, like they love football, right? Like this is the stage where they can do what they love, get paid pretty well to do it, help people because they do it. And because we have issues with their employers, we don't want to support them. And I understand that standpoint, but I feel like they're kind of catching a raw deal. So, I mean, you know, I never stopped liking football, but when all that went down, I'm like, it's like, you know, I watch it. But I just thought about it. It's like, okay, well, you know, whatever. So, again, I don't fault nobody who doesn't watch it. Just like I didn't fault people who did watch it when I wasn't watching it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but it's, you know, it
is Robert Kraft invited to the cookout?
Robert Kraft wouldn't be invited to my cookout.
I mean, he might bring. I mean, Kraft has got some cheese, macaroni and cheese. Like he might bring some.
Nah.
You know what I mean? All right, you want the baked macaroni and cheese?
Yo, our heritage come from the same place, bro. You signing up for Kraft? Yo, that's what our mothers cooked when they came home from a hard day of work and had to get it right. Yeah. But when somebody was seriously making mac and cheese, they was not doing no Kraft mac and cheese.
So is Robert Kraft invited to the birthday party? Like
this is my thing with Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft is not invited to the barbecue, right? But if Meek Mill show up to the barbecue and he have Kraft with him,
+1.
I'm looking at me like, you brought Kraft. But I'm not gonna be like, yo, then Meek, you gotta bounce with this. Right. I might not go that far because I don't trust Robert Kraft. Right. But I mean, he could stand over there and eat an eye dog. You know, like whatever. You know.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you inviting him to the barbecue?
No, because I like you said, I don't trust him. And I feel like he might be playing both sides. Yeah. He might be looking to help Meek out, but I don't see him doing anything like for the bigger picture. Okay. If he's just helping Meek because that's his friend, then Meek's got some good friends.
I mean, you're cool with him indirectly helping the bigger picture, though. Yeah. Because, like, you know, if Meek spreads the love, that kind of came down the pipeline.
Well, because as of right now, Meek is free. Yeah. Nobody else really is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So big picture, if they can get a prison reform, you know, get some new tactics on how probations and paroles and things happen, and then we can see that, you know, long term. But as of right now, Meek is out. That's all we got for now. Rel, one more time, give me your social media.
This is the man right here for my social media. I try. 2021 vision. Paulie the Bull. That's me. _ Oh, I'm sorry. @ _1080p _ Yo, definitely pleasure to be here. But anyway, if y'all want to, he wants me to say something about me. So if you guys want to argue with me about the things I said today, if you want to put a post up and say, hey, I agree with something you said today, hey, I enjoy conversation and debating and all that, as you probably can tell. But anyway, you can find me Instagram @ J_UNEEK @ JUnique. Instagram. I'll be on Facebook, but find me on Instagram.
You know, conversation continues on Instagram as well. You know, 2021 Vision on all social medias. Comment there. Y'all know the rules. Y'all always comment. Thank you. Comment below the video. Comment below the audio if you listen to your podcast apps. You know, feel free to make a statement as well. If y'all disagree, agree, do so.
Absolutely.
That's why I would say the conversation continues. We started here. It continues on, in the chat area. You know what I mean? It's not just about our opinion on it. You might put us on to something that we can go from there.
Definitely.
I have no problem saying, you're right.
I'm like Sway. I don't got all the answers. You're
right.
So if I got something, I might open my eyes or something. It's all good.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. We just having the conversations. Word, music, dance. A 2021 vision. And on that note, we out of here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.